Welcome to the Mani Kaur.tv podcast, where big energy meets big ideas and fearless conversations light the fire. We're talking real stories, real people, and real impact, from trailblazers to everyday legends. This is your space to level up, get loud, and feel unstoppable. So plug in, turn it all the way up, and let's shake things up, because this isn't just a podcast, it's a vibe, it's a tribe, it's a movement. And now, here's your host, Mani Kaur.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
Welcome to the show, Shanice.
Hiya, thank you for having me.
You're finally here.
I know, it's been a while. We've been on a journey, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, finally here. And let's just say that today's episode is not for the faint-hearted, is it?
No.
It's you sharing your trauma journey, your healing journey. And I remember when I first ever spoke to you on the phone, and I was at gymnastics with my daughter, and I just said to you, okay, give me a debrief of, you know, what you want to share on the show. And I remember getting off the phone from you, and I sat there and I went, that girl is a survivor who's becoming a thriver. And
thank you.
Honestly, that's all I could say. I'm thinking, God, how much has she been through? And she's ready to share her story. And what leads me into the next question is, like, why do you want to share this story with us all?
So, early 2023, I had a breakdown after a failed relationship, and I asked myself the most important question that everyone all struggles with is, who am I? Sorry.
It's okay, you got this. It's okay.
And that was the pivotal point of why I've done the work, because I didn't know who I was. So I've always had this kind of problem with people where they see the exterior of me and assume I'm stuck up, I'm a bitch, I'm this and this. So I just wanted to kind of clear the expectations, assumptions around who I am as a person. And I want to tell my story in the hope that it will help other people out there who struggle, question themselves, think it's them, and they can see that someone like me has got similar experiences, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's why I'm here today.
And I really appreciate your honesty. You know, I just feel very privileged and honoured that you've chosen this show to come and share this with everyone.
I appreciate being on here. Thank you.
Okay then, Shanice, if you could just take us back to your childhood. What was it like, your daily life, your relationships with your mum, your dad, people around you? What was life like for Shanice as a young little child?
So I didn't have the best start in life. I was in Children's Birmingham Hospital for 3.5 months of my life. My mum told me that, obviously because I was only a baby, that at 5 days old I'd stop breathing in hospital. So I was rushed straight to Birmingham's Children's Hospital, and they found out that I had a hole in the heart and my valves wasn't working properly, and I've got an enlarged heart. So they had to do an emergency operation on me at 5 days old. And I think I had another one, when I was three years old. I had quite a few, but because I was young, I didn't really follow it until obviously getting older.
Yeah.
But
you were quite a poorly baby.
Yes, very, yeah. And I was a twin as well, so they had to check to see if my sister had any problems. She had a slight heart murmur, but it closed up after a while, so my sister was fine. So I don't remember much as a baby, obviously, but my mum does say that when I used to be a baby, I used to walk around in the walker, and I'd go really quiet, and they'd find me asleep in the walker because I was in hospital for so long. You don't have that nurturing, do you? Because obviously nurses are you know, looking after so many babies. So I self-soothed, I guess, with trying to get myself to sleep.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that attachment
Connection.
to my mum from birth, really, because it must have been really hard on my mum as well. And she has spoken about it, that, you know, she's got two newborns and she's back and forth to the hospital and she couldn't take her other child home. So I know that was quite hard for my mum as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, very easygoing, boisterous, very, considering the odds against me, nothing stopped me at all. Yeah. So, but when I was an age I could remember, I remember, so my dad left. Well, my mum finally got rid of my dad after I think me and my sister were 4. So I don't remember stuff before then. But my mum was in a abusive relationship with my dad. He was a drinker. So I'm half Indian, he's Indian, and my mum's white. He used to violently hit my mum when he had a drink. My mum tried to escape for so long, but it was hard. So when he left, I think my mum felt free. You know, she could be free, because my mum was very young when she had me and my sister. She was 18. So yeah, she was a child herself, really.
Did they actually have like a steady relationship, in the sense that were they actually a couple, bringing you both up to the age of 4, or was he?
I think so. I'm not sure in terms of, I know my mum used to say that she used to look out the window and my baby was dropping him off of his bin bags. So I'm assuming when we were kids, because my mum planned for me and my sister.
Oh.
Well, planned just for one and then found out she was having twins. So yeah, she wanted children, and she said she always knew she wanted children from a very young age. But I think my mum said we never saw the abuse and the violence that went on between my mum and my dad.
Did she keep you away from that, do you feel? Or do you feel that it just, you know?
I can't remember anything in terms of the relationship with my mum and dad. I remember when he left. I don't remember the day he left, but I remember him as a person and our relationship after he left. Yeah. But I can't remember anything before that.
Did you have a relationship after he left?
He let us down big time, abandoned us. Yeah, so he ended up moving on to another relationship with someone. I think that felt probably, my mum felt free then because he finally met someone else. So that was the gateway and the doorway for my mum to finally move on, because he had all that control over my mum. She didn't feel like she could live her life. So I remember sometimes my mum would be like, your dad's coming to come and see you, he's come to pick you up. And we had this bay window in the living room.
Yeah.
And I remember waiting there and he didn't turn up. And I looked at my mum and I could just tell by my mum's eyes that he wasn't coming. But she'd make excuses saying, oh, he's stuck at work, or, you know, he'll ring you later. And he never really did. We saw him a few times when he was with his partner. And I've got 2 half brothers from my dad with another partner. So I think she kind of instigated us going to see my dad. But again, I remember him drinking.
Okay, so he was still drinking, even if he had moved on, and he had children of his own.
Carried on doing exactly the same as what he did to my mum to her.
That's really sad.
Yeah. So, yeah, let down. Didn't want to really know us. And I felt like because my dad wanted so much for me or my sister to be a boy.
Oh, gosh.
I kind of felt like we let him down.
Yeah.
And then he ended up having 2 boys.
So the distance that he put there, you know, it was just an ongoing...
Yeah. Never felt good enough for my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that
we were girls.
That you were girls. So you just never felt wanted by him,
No,
I guess?
never. And every time we did see my dad, he really slated my mum really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not
No,
easy to
because
hear, is it?
no, because my mum, I did used to say to him, because I was very feisty, and I still am. I used to say to him, "She's brought us up.
Yeah.
You haven't.
Yeah.
You can't. You know.
You've just not been there.
Yeah.
Not even in the slightest. And even if you were there, you weren't, you know, the man that you want to look up to.
No. You know, he flitted in between, like, in and out of our lives for a while. So, yeah.
How did that make you feel? What kind of emotions did you carry with that? And
I was angry. I was really, really angry as a child. I used to punch walls, punch doors. I used to hit my sister a lot.
so you just didn't know how to regulate your own emotions, did you?
I couldn't self-soothe at all.
No. You know, if there's any other fathers that were actually listening out there right now and they're absent from their children and they're just not being there and they're not being responsible and they're not showing that love, what would you say to them? What would you say in terms of what advice would you give to a father out there now who's just not playing his father role?
They don't realise how detrimental that impact has on a child into their adult life, and especially a daughter. Because if I had had the love, the proper love from a man, my father, I probably wouldn't have got into these relationships that I did as an adult. And it's very important, because a man, your father is meant to love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
And without that, how do you know what love really means and feels like?
Yeah. And to actually see your father engaging in love with your mother, it's a setting that you want to, you aim for, I guess, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So can you describe your experiences growing up with a single parent home? Your mum being a single parent?
I think it was difficult for her. Obviously, being a single parent, my dad never paid any maintenance. Or if he did, she had to beg for it,
Oh, really?
Or he'd be hit and miss. So, yeah, he didn't pay maintenance really and support his children. So my mum did the best that she could and with what she could. I think my mum felt more free. So obviously she was young, early 20s.
Very young. Especially to be a mother of two twins at the same time. I know how much I struggle with, when my two elder kids, they had a little gap of 3 years between each other, and that was hard on trying to bring them up with a partner.
Definitely.
And single moms who have to bring up the child all by themselves and put food on the table at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a struggle in itself, isn't it?
Yeah. So me and my sister never went without. My mum did what she could do. I just felt, knowing what I know now, I think after what she went through with my dad, my mum was damaged. So she sought validation through men and just wanted to be loved. So my mum lost her mum she was 9 years old. So my mum didn't have that motherly role. She had my great nan, she said, and she raised her really well and showed her love.
But your mum was your mum.
But my mum's mum, yeah, exactly. So she missed all, the growing up for my mum. And mum didn't have her mum there, and she's going through being pregnant and having two girls.
Yeah.
She
has
has
moments to be shared with
very
your mum.
precious,
or to just be taught or given remedies and all that sort of thing.
So my mum did
really
did it on her own. And my granddad, as much as he was an amazing granddad to me and my sister, he was quite tough on my mum and my uncle. So my mum rebelled a bit when she was 16.
Why do you think he was tough on her?
Probably because he'd been left
alone to raise two kids himself.
So my uncle was 12, my mum was 9.
So he had his own struggles.
And he was working hard to try and keep a roof over their heads. And my mum said that my granddad asked them to move to Stourbridge.
Okay.
And they didn't want to because of their friends. And she said, my dad gave up his life and work to keep us happy, because he must have known that they'd already gone through so much trauma of losing their mom. Because my granddad and my mom's mom, so my nan, weren't together. They were getting back together. She was only 31 when she passed.
Okay.
So, that was... And then my mom had to become a woman.
Very quickly.
So she was cooking and cleaning at the age of 9.
Yeah.
So my mom probably grew up a lot faster than she should have. And it impacted in her...
Later.
Yeah, and how she mothered her children.
I guess she didn't get the nurturing and the love that, she so much wanted, and then she didn't know how to give that
to her children.
Children.
Yeah.
And how did her behaviours and her patterns impact you? Like, what were the experiences? What was it?
So my mum partied. She liked to go out. So me and my sister would either go to my granddad's on the weekends, or we'd have babysitters at the time, which I didn't mind. We were having fun. We liked our babysitters. We had 3 babysitters at separate times. What I just didn't like is when my mum brought the party back. So disturbed nights for me and getting woken up in the night is a big trigger for me.
Yeah.
Probably what people do now. Some people go out for a drink, got the kids with them at the pub, and then they go back to their house. They're like, oh, come back to mine. And then the kids go to bed and then everyone's drunk and they carry on. But they don't realise that can cause issues for children that are very much aware. Because I was always inquisitive as a child.
Very curious in what's happening.
I always felt like my mum's mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did that impact you? Like, what was running through your mind? Like, how is that disturbing to you?
I wanted my mum's attention, really.
You weren't getting your mum's attention. Did you feel neglected?
In love-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I always felt like the protector, and I just wanted just us 3. That's all I wanted. And I know that sounds really selfish, but I just wanted our little bubble. And I was very jealous as a child. So if my mum was dating someone, and I got really jealous.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't want anyone to have my mum.
And that could have stemmed back from when you were a little baby, when you're poorly, and you've got that distance already, and you're trying so hard to bring that bridge back together.
Yeah. Bond. And
the bond.
Yeah.
I know that you said that your granddad played a massive role in your lives, and, you were there a lot of your time. Did that feel like somebody else that you could look up to as a male figure? Because, your dad wasn't there.
Yeah, so he was like a dad to me and my sister. Loved him. Yeah. Absolutely loved him. We were kids, and that's always felt safe with my granddad.
Considering that your granddad and your mom didn't have a great relationship, it's just so nice to see that.
Yeah, so
the tables turn.
Yeah.
Maybe because he felt like the pressure was off him as much, because he wasn't raising his kids now, but he can have a bit of fun.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He taught me and my sister a lot of things. He taught me how to play the guitar. He had horses in the back garden. Every Saturday we'd go to Morrison's and go and get our goodies and pick the best steak. And then we'd go back and have steak, chips, egg. I remember having a dollop of mayonnaise on the side. And we'd always have a spritzer for these small glasses. Yeah, so I loved going to my granddad's all the time. If I could go to my granddad's or live with my granddad, I would have.
So it was kind of like your escape, your nice place, happy place, warm, wholesome.
Yeah, and I cherish them moments more than ever now I'm older. Yeah. He was amazing.
And how old were you when you shared these beautiful memories?
It's quite young, really. Very young. Yeah, we was always dressing up. We had a step nan, but we called her Nan. Mm-hmm. And she was good.
Yeah.
That's all we knew, really. And very, very young, I think we were. I can remember bits, like playing in the garden, having these hats on and picking daisies off the floor, off the grass. And then we moved, Grandad moved to High Arkle, Child's Arkle, which is like a lovely village in Shropshire. And it was just freeing. That's how I felt. We'd just play in the garden and just be kids, really. That was I just love them days. They're like the things that stick out for me the most.
Sadly, it's short-lived.
Yeah, so he passed away 2 days after his 54th birthday.
Oh, so he passed when he was quite young, and when you were very young as well.
So we were 10.
So now all of a sudden your little escape, where you're going to the countryside and you're having these beautiful time with your granddad. Now all of a sudden I guess that you're back more at home with mum.
Yeah.
And in that time, your mum was in what kind of a place?
My mum was in a relationship with a guy that I didn't like from the get-go.
Why did little old Shanice not like this guy?
Because I kind of knew he wasn't good for my mum.
Did you ever feel like anyone was any good for your mum?
No.
Why? Why did you feel... Is it...
Because they all cheated on my mum. And then my mum felt like she was the crazy one. My mum was screaming to be loved. It's like a repeated cycle, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're seeing the pain and the suffering of her, and then you can see her repeating the same mistake again. And as a young child, it's crazy how you can see it from an outside perspective, but then your mum's probably just thinking you're just being awkward.
Yeah, I was. I displayed very, very much challenging behaviours at home, but at school I was perfect.
Was that ever picked up at school, that
Never.
you were not happy at home?
No. It was like I had one ear closed and one ear open. So I was constantly looking out for my mum. So I'd always look down the stairs at the banister, down the banister, the rails on the banister, and look. Or if I had to go to bed, I'd kick off.
I'm sensing that you just had a lot of disapproval.
Yeah. I just wanted my mum to be okay.
Do you think that her decisions and her behaviour patterns had an impact on your security, your safety, your nest?
Yeah. To a point where I ended up repeating the cycle.
So she gets with her new partner, and what does that feel like for Shanice now?
I've lost my mum.
And do you think she picked up on that, or do you think she realised how this was affecting you?
No. I was just the challenging one. The one that lashed out.
It's because you're so young and you couldn't
Express myself, didn't know how to word it.
And at such a tender age, I guess that we don't know how to understand our emotions, and we don't know how to regulate them.
No.
Did you feel that as you were growing up, that your child development, seeing the things that you were seeing and the patterns and the behaviours, they resulted in you just being resentful?
Yeah, my relationship with my mum's always been...
Headbutting?
Yeah. We clashed. And it's only been since I've been doing the work that I've managed to express myself and work on that relationship. But yeah, it has been difficult.
So when she's in this relationship now with her new partner, how did that lead to the next events where you had to see the next phase of your life?
So him and a close family member and a few of them all got done for quite a what's the word?
Criminal activity?
Yeah.
And the only reason why I know that is because you debriefed me and you said that, this is another big dip in your childhood memory.
Yeah, so that was just before my granddad died. So...
before your granddad died?
Yeah.
So I bet your granddad was not happy about this.
No, he was not at all. No. So, there was quite a few of them. And I just remember my mum getting a phone call from someone saying, police are on their way. So obviously we got raided. And we were sat at the dinner table eating. And I just remember police with dogs jumping over the fence. I think my mum opened the door and they had a warrant to search the property. And I just remember them going through the laundry baskets and house was a mess. Because obviously my mum was linked to her partner and it was, it was difficult.
It's not a safe environment, is it?
No.
It's quite heavy to go back to school the next day, to be like...
In primary school, and a lot of people knew. Yeah.
How were you supported in this time? Or were you supported at all? By community or your granddad or the school even? As you said, a lot of people knew about it. Knowing that you're such a young, vulnerable child and you're in this situation now where was your mum's fiance?
Yeah. Fiance.
At the time, and he's, being imprisoned now. What was that like for you, and what kind of support was given to you in order for you to process this?
None.
It's quite heavy for a child to have to process that. It's not an environment that you should have been in. It's, your caregiver. How do you feel about that? About being put in that situation?
Looking at it now, with my sister having 2 boys, if that happened to my nephews now, or at the age that me and my sister was at, I'd be mortified, because it is damaging to a child to see that. Whether, I'm not blaming my mum in this at all, but it's a lot, and everyone knowing. We've got everyone, like, sniffer dogs everywhere, so everyone knew in the street, and just had to kind of just like carry on, just like a normal day. So that's how a lot of things have felt in my life.
Swept under the carpet.
Yeah, never spoke about again.
Okay, so after the raid, what was the aftermath? And did you understand what was happening?
To my understanding at that age, I knew that my mum's partner was involved, a few other family friends that I knew of, and my uncle was involved and they'd been arrested.
So your uncle
is my mum's brother.
Mum's brother?
Yeah. So it was a lot.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to comprehend how a child would process this, because it's not your normal daily life, is it?
No. And then after that, a sequence of events followed through with that after. So lost my great nan at the time, in December. And I just remember I was going to the hospital for the last time and we wasn't going to go. But we did, and she'd have them swabs in her mouth to help her hydrate her mouth. And I just remember a knock at the door, and it's my mum's auntie, so my granddad's sister, and knocked on the door, and as she was walking off, she said to my mum, by the way, your nan's died. And
that's
how
she
was
delivered
difficult. She was, and that was my kind of like my mum's mom.
Yeah.
My mum didn't have a mom, so she'd had to deal with all that, and then we was going through the trial. I wasn't involved with the trial. I just remember that there was, the trial was going on because my mum was going and stuff, and then sadly, my granddad passed away suddenly of a heart attack 12 weeks later of his mum dying. So I'd lost my mum's partner, my uncle, my great nan, and my granddad, who was a dad, all in the space of so many months.
And again, the emotions that you had to process and how you were soothed in that time, just how to understand that. How did you feel at that point in time, and who did you share your feelings with?
No one. I can't remember how I felt around losing my nan. Obviously it was really sad. I didn't know how to really process my feelings with the whole trial. In a way, I was kind of glad that my mum's partner was away because I just didn't like him. But it killed me when I lost my granddad, because we went out for his birthday 2 days before, and I just remember the last thing.
That sudden
blow. I just remember the knock at the door, and me and my sister were cleaning out our rabbit, and it was my mum's uncle, so my granddad's brother, Uncle Roger. And he lived in Cardiff, so when I heard his voice, I looked at my sister and went, something's happened to Granddad. And I just remember hearing my mum screaming. And me and my sister were going to our friends. We met her at gymnastics, and they were quite well off. They had a pool, a bar, sauna, jacuzzi, and my mum didn't want us to not go, so she didn't tell us. She just said that Granddad was in hospital because my granddad used to do windows. He had his own window company, and prior to that, he'd fell off a roof. So she kind of used that excuse as Granddad's had another accident.
Yeah.
Had enjoyed our weekend, and then I remember my mum picking us up with my uncle's partner at the time, and I just remember driving back, and I was like, right, can we go and see Granddad then? And I just see my mum's eyes in the mirror, and it was in the back, and I knew. And then she told us, and I didn't really process it.
No.
Just was really numb, so no tears I couldn't cry. It wasn't until the funeral. I couldn't get out of the car.
Yeah.
Broke down.
What age is this?
10. But a really weird story is 2 days after that, my bibby died. So that's my Indian nan.
Yeah.
And as we were coming out of the memorial or the cemetery, my dad and the family were going in.
Gosh.
And we didn't know. Obviously, I didn't have any contact with my dad.
No.
She died on the 24th of February, and my granddad died on the 22nd.
I mean, it's gut-wrenching anyway for an adult to have to deal with death, but for you to have so many losses in such a short space of time as a young child, I can only imagine that you were at your most vulnerable at that age.
Yeah.
And I guess that did a lot for, when you look back at it now, what do you think of like how you coped or how you processed that?
I didn't. And that was me and my sister were just transitioning into secondary school. So, yeah, and we went to a secondary school where none of our friends went to, because the school that everyone went to wasn't really a great school, and my mum wanted us to
Better for you.
Go to a better school. So it was just me and my sister. So we didn't know anyone.
Do you feel like, again, such a big turmoil in your life, such big losses, and you didn't get a chance to grieve or to deal with that in the way that you probably could have.
No. And then in the midst of all that, going to school, starting a new school, but most weekends going to prison to visit my mum's partner and my uncle at the time. And I remember my uncle having to be there at the prison in handcuffs. Not the prison, sorry, the 2 funerals, my nan's and my granddad's.
It's a lot to witness at such a tender age, at the age of 10, when you're going into high school, well...
Transitioning,
more or less. Yeah. Just changing to a different school and everything. There's a lot going on, and a lot going on for your mum as well.
Yeah, big time. So my mum lost both parents before she was 30.
Yeah. And then what was it like as a young child going back and forth to a prison? That feeling must have felt somewhat very uncomfortable, and
yeah, it was difficult.
What was going through your mind?
It was mind altering to go, you're getting sniffed out by the dogs, going through them machines that check to see if you've got any weapons on you. The one that really stands out the most is when we had to go and tell my uncle that my granddad had died. But because it was such a sensitive topic, he was in a room, but it was on a wing where all the paedophiles were. I just remember walking through the corridor and their faces up against these doors. Yeah.
Don't even know what to say. No. It's not something that you want
a child to after. No.
And again, there's even, right now, there's a parent who's taking their child to go and see another parent or a partner in the prison system. What would you say to
separate that to your children because they don't need to see it? I'm not blaming my mum because my mum didn't have anyone. And that at that time, we're talking the early 2000s. She couldn't leave me.
She couldn't leave you guys.
She'd lost my granddad, which my granddad would have had us. Yeah. So yeah,
she had no choice, I guess. Yeah, that she had to take you with them. But the impact that leaves on you is just, it's life changing to an extent, isn't it? To you don't forget these things in a breath.
No, and then you can go on to end up maybe doing that, getting
patterns
into criminal
behaviours, and you see it, you're exposed to it, so therefore
you think it's okay. You normalise it, don't you, really?
And that's the key word, isn't it?
Yeah.
You soon enough normalise that, well, this is happening, so this is okay.
Become part of life. And that relationship didn't last long either.
Why?
My mum's one of the, they call them screws, prison officers, or someone must have told my mum that he was having other women going to see him. Yeah, so that ended.
Another hard blow for your mum?
Yeah, another man that's let her down and another one that's left. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're probably feeling like what towards your mum at that time?
Felt sorry for her, but I don't know, probably wanted her just to be happy, and for her to be loved the way she deserved. Yeah, definitely.
Do you think she felt? How did she carry on after that? Another failed relationship, another man who had let her down.
I can't remember like a lot of things. I knew that she was working a lot. Just she was young, wasn't she? She was 29 when we went into secondary school. I remember, being introduced to her ex-partner, and he was lovely. But again, that couldn't last because he lived in America. But he was lovely. He was nice.
So there was one partner that Shanice liked then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was fun and
Okay.
he involved us, and he brought a really nice side out of my mum as well. Mm-hmm. The fun part, whereas men in the past have
Controlled her.
and made my mum think that she's crazy because they all ended up cheating on my mum.
And just somebody cheating on you, that's a whole different, can do a lot to your, your mental health.
Yeah, and your self-esteem.
Your self-worth.
Yeah.
For her to constantly be knocked down and not to made feel that she's not good enough because men are tracing other women.
Yeah.
Plus, the commitment. I guess that does a lot for somebody's psyche, doesn't it?
Yeah. Big time.
And then portraying her as if she's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that. You're seeing that abuse thrown at her when she's being belittled. And as a young daughter, a young girl, how does that make you? How did that make you feel in that time?
I was angry, really angry. Didn't trust men. Hated men.
Is this you in high school?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was high school life like?
I was in the popular crowd, as you call it, but I was very shy. Well, I just wouldn't stick up for myself. So I was bullied. Very, the sly bullies, where they try and turn everyone against you if...
It's because you probably were pretty and they probably, twins.
I had a fringe like that and just didn't see it. And me and my sister were called racial names because of being, half
race.
Indian, mixed race. Mm-hmm. And there's this one girl said some horrendous stuff about my mum, about, the colour men that she liked. And I was scared to
voice it
and stick up for myself and my mom.
Yeah.
And it was difficult.
Yeah. Racism at that young age, you just can't understand it, can you?
No, I remember I wanted to be white, blonde hair and small. Just wanted to
fit in,
blend in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get picked on for being tall and having big feet. So I crammed my feet into smaller shoes so people wouldn't... Because I used to go, oh my God, look at the size of your feet. Oh God, how big are your feet? They're bigger than mine. And these were guys as well, like lads.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to have, later on in life, my 2 big toenails removed.
Oh gosh.
Because the damage had been that,
scarred you with the name calling and literally you just wanted to make that change so desperately.
My feet so much into them shoes so I could, fit in. I used to always crouch down.
I was saying to you off camera before that, our daughter is tall. She's taken after her grandparents. Her grandma's really tall. My husband's side of the family, they're all really tall. And I tell her to embrace it. And, I give her that confidence, and she has that confidence because I'm just like, everyone else is going to be little shits anyway, and they'll catch up over time if they do. And if you are taller, then just own it and, have that confidence. Don't let anyone bring you down.
Yeah. Yeah, I hated it. My mum, I think my mum didn't like it when she was growing up, but then when she got older, she used to say, embrace it. But I just...
But as a child who's getting picked on at that age, you can't see it, can you?
Just remember just wanting to be like the beautiful girls in the year.
The princess.
Yeah, I didn't really. I had some. I've got one friend that I still speak to now, and she's the only person from school. And we flitted in and out of each other's lives, but we've always remained friends.
Yeah.
No one else. I don't speak to anyone else from school.
Yeah. So you've gone from one thing to deal with to now deal with in your school environment, which is supposed to be happy learning, love, learning and growing. And then now you're just being pushed down into a box.
Yeah. Shrink yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like school. Didn't like it at all.
Shanice, did your mum know that you were being bullied in such a horrible way at school?
No, I didn't tell her the extent. She kind of knew about the one that used to say some nasty things about my mum, because I'd gone out with some friends. And my mum, I think my mum used to ring me because I was stopping at a friend's house, and she could hear that I wasn't in the house. She knew that I was out. Because mum was very protective of me and my sister when we were in secondary school, because she was the dad and the mum.
Yeah.
And she found out that I wasn't where I said I was and roaming the streets drinking.
Oh.
So she picked me up. I shouldn't laugh, but she picked me up, and that girl that used to, cause I was scared of this girl, so I wanted to just be friends with her, regardless of what she used to say to me.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's all I ever.
How you want to befriend your bully?
I wanted to be her friend. I didn't want to get on the wrong side of her, because she had that
the nastiness
way of turning everyone against you. And I remember going through one of the streets in Wellington, where I'm from. My mum had to stop the car because the girl who I was with was really rude to my mum. She kicked her out the car, and then my mum brought up the fact and calling me such horrific names because of the colour of men that I choose to date. And she kicked her out then, and I was petrified going back to school on the Monday because
you're thinking you're going to get the wrath.
Yeah. And I hated my mum at that point, not because she was right in what she, right in what she did, but I knew that she had the power to turn so many people against me in school.
The backlash.
Yeah.
And if she's a manipulative person anyway, then you're gonna...
Yeah. And it's quite funny, actually, because after I left school, I passed my driving test, and I go to the McDonald's window, and she serves me my McDonald's. And I feel power. I have that kind of power over her then, thinking...
Watch me now.
Yeah.
I'm driving in my own little whip.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, how the tables turned. But I was really scared of her. Scared. She turned the whole year against me at one point because a guy that she liked fancied me.
Told you it was jealousy. I told you because you look good, not because of your fringe. I told you, didn't I? Yeah.
Even though I did have
that's normally the case. Your biggest bully is because they feel jealous.
Yeah.
And, obviously your beautiful glowing brown skin.
I didn't embrace it at that point.
You didn't embrace it at that time.
No.
But,
Yeah.
Brown girls all the way.
I'm grateful for it now.
You're grateful for it now. Yeah.
So
you're not
goes on the sunbed.
Exactly.
So I have to catch up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So, but then in the midst of that as well, so left school, 16. My mum, before that, my mum met a guy who's my little brother's dad. And...
so you had a little brother?
Yeah, 16 years between us. Yeah. Yeah, he's leaving school this year. Very tall, he's 6'4".
Nice.
Yeah, so he's lovely, he's a good lad.
Yeah. But a completely different upbringing to how you and your sister were brought up.
Yeah, because my mum was old, and I think mum was 34 when she fell pregnant with.
And it makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Having, someone being a young mum to somebody growing into their own.
And, she learned, and she was older. Because they always say, don't they?
Yeah.
Each time you have a child, you parent them differently.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mum that my two older kids got is completely different mum to my youngest now.
Yeah.
Because I was at a different stage of my life. I was going through my own stresses. I was going through all my own hormone changes, life, work. I had my own shit to deal with, really.
Yeah.
And I would very proudly say that I am a good mum. I don't need anyone to tell me that I'm a good mum. I am a bloody amazing mum. But I wasn't necessarily a stable, happy mum at that stage when I was raising my older two, because I had a lot going on in my life. But for them, I showed up and I was a good mom to them. But now with the youngest, my emotions and the way that I regulate myself, the way that I react, the way that, you know, I think I was a bit more of an angry mom.
Yeah.
When I was younger with them, because I just trying to deal with, okay, I'm a mom and 2 kids at the same sort of age, had a lot going on. And now when I'm dealing with my youngest, it's completely different. You know, I feel more supported.
Yeah.
I feel more guided within myself. I feel more stronger as a woman, as a mom. But the difference that you probably felt and sensed was probably much different seeing your mom in that role at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then I was jealous, so I didn't want Dante to come along. I was very jealous with my mom.
Yeah.
Obviously just wanted to have attention all the time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't best pleased when my mom was having another baby.
So if it's not a man, it's your baby brother who's taking your mum away from you.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
So,
and it happens.
Yeah.
It you know.
Yeah, I kind of look back at it now and I was very separated, I guess, whereas my sister very much was involved with my little brother's baby stage. I didn't want to know.
You and your sister, obviously you're twins. Big differences between you in terms of personality traits, even though you'd be brought up in the same house.
Yeah.
You know, lived through the same things. Massive differences or not?
Yeah, we're totally polar opposite. Yeah, it's mad.
Give me a little debrief why and how, and it's crazy, right? Under one roof.
Yeah.
Same mom, same time, everything, but yet
so
she handles things so differently to you.
Yeah, Yaz is very much of, I've spoke to her about it recently actually, she's very much of a suppressor. It's a bit like my mom, doesn't want to deal with it, or probably doesn't even realise it's there. Yaz doesn't remember a lot of stuff, so she says.
Out of choice, do you think?
I don't know. And she used to, when me and my mum would come to blows, she used to go, what's the matter with you? Like, why don't you get on? I used to go, can you not remember this? And get really angry. And Yaz was very timid. Yaz is a very timid person, but she's very outgoing in terms of she has a big social life, really. She's, you know, life and soul of the party.
Yeah.
She's got quite a big group of friends. And everyone probably at school thought I would end up being what Yaz is.
Okay.
Whereas it was,
at that stage of your life, were you that though? Or not?
No, I was in the popular crowd, but I was...
You're still reserved? And
I was... Yeah.
Although at home you weren't?
No, I was totally opposite. Totally opposite. It's like if my mum went to parents' evening, she was getting two different Shanices. Because I felt it's probably... It's
quite common, you know.
Yeah.
Because the kids that we have at home, so and then the teacher says something completely different, you're like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So me and my sister I was good in school. Yaz actually said the other day that she remembers skiving. So Yaz was a bit rebel. Yaz was a rebel.
Risk taker.
Yeah. No fear. And just like to have a laugh, whereas I was always being serious, moody. Yeah. They used to call me resting bitch face. People still probably think that now. I do. I've got a resting bitch face.
No, you haven't.
It's a nice smile.
It's beautiful and beautiful, most gorgeous smile.
Thank you. So we're very opposite. And she's got 2 little boys now. She's been with her partner, it'll be 11 years this year. Yeah.
But just in the actual moment then and even now, you just handle your whole...
Differently, yeah. So Yaz's outlet is being around friends, having a good time, drinking. That's her to let off steam. But I've noticed that a little bit is that Yaz gets really emotional when she's drinking now. So that's her feelings coming up. Yaz is very closed, very closed.
Yeah.
But to her boys, she isn't. She's a brilliant mom. Yaz is fantastic. And I love them boys like they're my own. Because we are twins.
Yeah, of course.
I admire her. Yeah, she's done well. So when we brought, obviously, Dante home, I just kind of disconnected massively. I think just was going into college. I remember being there. It was a long birth.
Oh, were you there at the birth?
Yeah, we were there at the birth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's another big thing to see and to be part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe because my mum was so young when she had us, it was kind of like the dynamics were like sisters.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and friends. So can be good in some ways, but not
big clashing in some ways.
Yeah.
As you said at the beginning, you felt like a lot of the times you felt like you were her mom.
Yeah. Oh, not her. She didn't want. She's we've had that conversation. She doesn't want me to be.
Yeah. She's probably clearly like, Shanice. Yeah. Find your place, girl. Yeah.
So when we come back, when we were at the birth, actually, it was quite traumatic. He had the cord wrapped around his neck twice, and he wasn't breathing. So I remember coming out of the delivery room thinking, he's not going to make it. And then all I just remember is my mum saying, "Why is my baby not crying? Why is my baby not crying?" They cut the cord because me and my sister was going to cut the cord. And
that's nice.
But he was fine, obviously. He just had a little bit of mouth. He had to have that cut off, and then we brought him home. And it was heavy, really, because a new baby coming into
you felt like you were in probably felt like you were in the shadows again.
Yeah. So even though looking at it now, I was transitioning into later teens, 16, nearly 17, but I was still jealous. I thought, right, that's it. Like, my mum's attention is going to be solely on him. And I had a job at that point. I was going to college. And
so you just had this ongoing, I'm sensing like a craving.
Yeah, just for affection.
For
really.
affection, for love.
Yeah. Validation. Yeah. So I remember I was obviously in college at the time. So I was staying at a friend's house one weekend, one night, and I remember getting this phone call off my sister. And she said that you need to come back home. And I said, why? She went, well, Mum was raped last night. And I was like, my little brother was only nine days old. And, the first thing I thought when my sister said it was by two Muslim men, I thought my mum was lying. 16, I was angry. It's like, why are you going out? Like, why have you put yourself in that situation? Like, 9 days after birth, like,
your judgment and your
I was very judgy.
Very...
Yeah, I was angry, and I was just like, I didn't believe her. And then I just thought, are you saying this has happened because you're ashamed? That's me thinking it to myself at 16. So it makes me question, what did I go through to think that? So we went. I remember I can't remember how I got home. I was in Wolverhampton, so I can't remember how I got home. It's kind of like a blur.
And all this time, are you carrying anger towards your mum and you're blaming? Is that what's going through your mind?
Yeah. So I was in a relationship with a girl in college. We made friends and kind of went into like this relationship, and it was nice. Like, we were best friends, and we were together all the time, and we just formed this like relationship. And she was quite a pivotal point in my life at college.
Did you go into this relationship as a place of safety? Did you feel safe? Is that why you would form this relationship, because it was a safe place to be?
She was a woman. I've had an experience, my own experience that I won't go into now because I'm just still processing stuff. And the men that my mum had in her life, I didn't trust men. So I subconsciously fell into the arms of a female.
Yeah.
And we went through a lot, us as a family. So my mum went to the police straight away the next morning.
So was this just when she was out? Like,
yeah, so she'd got spiked in her drink. She was breastfeeding, so she still had the breast pads on, bleeding, and they still took advantage of her. And the person that did that to my mum was also my mum's friend's family member. So they knew my mum. And they tried to get my sister out that night as well. So my sister was involved in the trial.
Gosh.
And
it was almost like targeted.
Yeah. And luckily, my sister didn't. Because I rang, me and my sister recently spoke about it because I'd shut off completely from that. Really just didn't want to know. That was it. And she said that she had a phone call from the guy and he says, I've got your mum in the back of the car, that she's having a really good time, I'll come pick you up. And my sister at the time had to get someone that she knew to ring him and say, you ring this number again, I'm going to the police. And so my mum went to the police and Mum lost friends. She'd branded a liar. She was first offered money to drop the charges by the community, because they're all like a community, aren't they? And she declined that and she carried on going through with her fight, really. And it just kind of was like a ripple effect after that. We had to be put into accommodation out of Telford because our lives were a threat. I remember getting chased off a road in cars to try and intimidate us. And I remember one night, I just remember my bedroom's at the front of the house, my mum's is at the back, and my sister's is at the front as well, but she wasn't there at the time, I can't remember. I just remember hearing someone banging the front door really loud. And I come round and I just remember seeing the front of the house in flames. And I look out the window and everyone's outside saying, get out the house. And the car had been petrol bombed outside my bedroom window.
Just to silence you?
Yeah. And the person that did it was the younger brother of the man that raped my mum. And the wallet dropped on the floor and they didn't even get charged for it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So our house got boarded up and we had to go and stay with a family friend in Cardiff. Well, my mum's uncle in Cardiff. And they got sent down. My sister wasn't used for the trial because she was very young and it was a lot for her. My mum was behind a witness stand, covered up so they couldn't see her face, but she could see theirs. And one got 3 months and then the other one...
3 months?
Yeah. Because he was there watching.
That's complicit though, right?
Yeah, but he was masturbating at the same time.
Oh, God, it's just what an evil place we live in, and that's his punishment.
Yeah, and then the main one that did it, got 2 years.
2 years?
And then 10 years on the sex offenders register, and he come out and carried on doing what he did. He's on the run in Pakistan at the moment with 2 warrants against his name. Yeah.
And this is how the system supports us.
We had envelopes on the table by our family liaison officer, and she was lovely. And she said it's really, really hard to send people down for rape. Really, really hard. And she said,
even though you have all the evidence.
Yeah, so they took samples of semen and stuff. So she was, all the samples were done because she'd gone within that time frame, thank God.
Mm.
And but he did get sent down, but obviously not enough. And we were given envelopes to be given new identities because we were scared that it wouldn't stop. And me and my sister said no. We had friends and stuff. We didn't want to leave. I wish I did. I wish I did do that now. But everything happens for a reason. And it probably would have messed us up even more, I reckon. Having to change your identity at 16, 17 and starting again.
I just think it's a lot for teenage girls to process this and for you to feel intimidated and then to go to the system. And although you're trying to be silenced, and then this, I feel like the system failed you.
Big time, because he was grooming young girls as well.
And this is why we're at the stage we're at now, which is what's going on in
Telford sex ring, Rochdale.
Yeah. This is what we're being faced with because these perpetrators are not getting slammed for life, and that's what they deserve.
And then to be able to be on the run, he's come out and still carried on doing what he's doing. He's on the sex offenders register and he's still carried on.
I mean, for your mom to stand up for herself, that's bravery, that's courage, and I salute her. She's a young mum, just had a baby at 9 days old.
Yeah.
Right? And for her to go through all of that and to stand up for herself, showing a lot of courage to young girls as well. I know that you're sharing this story, and I know that, justice wasn't served to an extent, but to women out there who have gone through this or are going through this, what would you say? What would you say? Even though the system did fail you, what would you say? Would you say fight?
Yeah, speak. I'm glad my mum did. At parts, I kind of wish she didn't. She lost her friends who were related to the guy, and she got.
But is that a loss?
No. But no one stuck up for my mum, and the messages that she was getting from people calling her like she deserved it. She's a money grabbing woman, and
nobody deserves.
Nobody
deserves rape. Nobody deserves any kind of domestic abuse, violence, nothing. Nobody deserves that.
And a good job, the reason why they both got sent down as well is this massive statement from the hotel receptionist.
It's never the victim's fault, ever.
No. And Mum didn't really have any counselling. Nothing. It was kind of, again, just...
Another thing brushed under the carpet. What that done for her self-worth, her self-esteem. Did this horrendous thing that happened to her, did it build her up to be a different person? Like, did she set different boundaries for herself, or, did it change her in any way?
Massively,
afterwards?
yeah. So, my brother's dad, not long after all that had happened, my mum found videos of him being intimate with another woman.
Oh man!
So
just another blow to the gut.
Yeah, and so I think, my little brother Dante had definitely my mum. Yeah, it fixed my mum up, like, to protect and change, I guess.
What ways do you think that we could reduce stigma, shame? How can a community support people better? if they were in this situation, in these family dynamics, brought to court, failed by the system?
Probably have an open mind, is that just because she went out doesn't mean she was asking for it. Really, the law states that even if you've had any alcohol in your system, sex isn't really consensual. So even though we make them choices when we have had a drink, the law states that alcohol doesn't give you, you're not consenting properly because you're not sober. But my mum was looked at as she'd got a 9-day-old baby and she's gone out partying, that she deserved it all because of her choice in the ethnicity that she chooses to date, that she deserved it. And people need to be more sensitive, because no one deserves that.
No
one.
And it's bold statements that are made against somebody to shame somebody, to make them feel like they, as you said, they asked for it. Right. And even whether she was drinking, whether she was not drinking, whether she was wearing whatever she was wearing, whether she was wherever she was, it gives no one the right to think that they can control somebody or they can take away something which is not available to them.
Yeah. The fact that they've had to use the date rape drug just shows how disgusting they are, and the fact that they know that they wouldn't probably get a woman to have sex with them, so they have to drug them. And I think as a society now, more women are standing up for themselves and speaking up. That it's so easy for women to get the blame, but they need to really have a long look at themselves, because a lot of women's behaviour is stemmed around men.
Yeah. And as you said, that she lost a lot of friends. Well, I think that's the best loss of baggage.
Me too.
Because they weren't good for her, clearly. Because if they weren't supporting her in the time that she really needed them, to believe in her, to be there, and I think that a lot of women, I feel like it's a big massive shift now compared to before.
Yeah. Where
we don't advocate, for somebody to go against a woman's will, consent, and I'm proud. I've not even met your mum, but I'm proud, and like I said before, I salute her for standing up for herself and going through with it.
Because it was 2008. There was no internet really, there wasn't anything like this, podcasts, people on healing journeys, there was nothing like that.
No.
And there was a massive stigma around women.
Yeah.
Couldn't speak up. You deserved it. And, I am proud of my mum for doing that. No matter how hard it was. And traumatising.
Yeah.
For not just her, but me and my sister too. So, yeah, I'm grateful that she's brought justice to them too. We were just let down by the system, really, and not having enough time. And he come out and carried on doing what he went in for in the first place.
And now it's completely different now, isn't it? That I feel that there's still not enough work, but there are really good support groups out there that actually are making a massive difference. And we see that. I will mention this group in the comments, but this group is doing some amazing work with grooming gangs and, bringing justice and getting people deported even. Yeah.
So there was a lot of grooming in Telford, which obviously that's why Telford's clearly on the map. It's because Telford was... Yeah. And no one spoke about it.
And I'm glad people are speaking about it now.
Yeah.
I'm glad that people are making that difference. I'm glad that communities are getting together now and they're actually targeting these people and they're not letting them get away with it.
No. And saving vulnerable young girls.
Yeah.
So they don't end up getting screwed up and chucked in the system and forgotten about, and then they end up going on to drugs, sex, alcohol, prostitution, because they don't feel valued enough.
Yeah, and they feel that they are to blame for their circumstances, and they're not. They are not.
Because they have it drilled into them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's heavy.
Told you it wasn't for the faint-hearted. Here's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shanice, I feel like there's so much more to unpack. And sadly, we've come to the end of this episode, and I know that we'll continue, and I want you back to share the second phase of adulthood life and your healing journey.
Yeah.
And you got to come back.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I know that we've only scratched the surface of childhood at the moment, and there's so much more to share, and you deserve the time to share and uplift so many other girls, families that need to hear your story.
I'll be honoured. Thank you.
I really appreciate you just being so open and honest and raw.
It was difficult and I was scared, but we've built up that relationship over the last few months now, haven't we?
Yeah, and considering that today was the first time we actually met each other face to face, you know, and honestly, I'm honoured that you came and you're here. And you're going to come again.
Definitely. And thank you for giving me the space to talk. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Shanice.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in and watching the Mani Kaur TV podcast show. Leave a comment, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe. Catch you all on the next episode.
Mani Kaur TV podcast show ਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਨ ਅਤੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।